What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates every single day on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and we do take a look at the Dow Jones at the end of the video. Today, we're going to also go into the 1 hour time frame and look at the more immediate price, so make sure you stick around for that. Should be pretty interesting. Also, don't forget we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out, guys, and let's get on with it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it, and always remember this is my opinion, not yours. All right, we're going to start out with the news headlines. Ethereum has become Bitcoin's top off-chain destination. If you guys watch my channel, you know how I feel about Ethereum. I won't go into that now. Bitcoin prices did their own thing in May. Miners are selling more Bitcoin. Blow to Bitcoin as Coinbase crashes. Recent data hack could put millions of dollars of Bitcoin at risk. So the news is looking more bearish, which is usually a bullish sign. Bloomberg, Bitcoin will approach record high of about 20,000. Well, that there is scary. Bloomberg is another big player that when they say good stuff, it's usually bad news. That's my opinion. And that's just based on a lot of stuff that's happened in the past. All right, so Fear and Greed Index, we're at 54. We raised 6 points from yesterday, still in the neutral zone, real close to the greed zone. And looking at the monthly, we are still above our 93.40 trend, and that's going to be a big deal on the monthly close. So obviously we have about 3 weeks before the monthly close, so we'll just keep an eye on that. We'll always remember we have this 55 EMA down here around 50. It's actually right around 5,200, 5,300 right now. Don't forget to check out my wife's webpage. There is a link below, inkyourimage.com. Check it out. She's got a lot of cool crypto stuff in there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, hats, aluminum signs, also glass signs. You can put any crypto you want. So if you're an XRP fan or, any crypto you want, she can put on here with any saying you want, or even just family pictures or whatever. They make great gifts. Thanks for all the support you guys have been giving us through that. And let's look at the weekly. As you can see, volume still declining in the weekly. And on the weekly, we had this falling channel we broke out of, came back down, tested for support, got support. I'm not sure. I believe that we're going to continue, but I do want to point out there is a symmetrical triangle in this weekly. We have a touch to the top, touch to the bottom, top, bottom. And do we get another touch to the top? And what would that be? That could be around the $16,000 range. It's definitely a possibility. As you guys know, I'm bearish. And I want to get something straight. When I say I'm bearish, and obviously you guys know I'm bearish if you watch the channel, doesn't mean I don't believe in Bitcoin. I do hold Bitcoin. I have a HODL position that I will not sell. I do trade Bitcoin, and I don't hate Bitcoin. I don't want it to go down. I just show you what the charts are showing me. So it's not like, I want it to go down so I can buy lower, or I want it to go down because I hate Bitcoin. I'm a true believer in Bitcoin, but I keep it in reality. If you guys really take a good look at the space, there's not as many people as people would like you to believe. I mean, really all we have is YouTube to get Bitcoin out there and let people know about it. Not nearly as many people know about Bitcoin yet. I think adoption is a long ways away, maybe 5 years or so, before we really start getting adoption. So all that plays into it along with the charts, and we're going to take a look at the charts now and see what I'm looking at. As you guys know, we had this 10,300 level. We did pierce this trend line from off of these wicks here. We did pierce that. The question is, did we pierce it enough to break it and get up to the 16? In my personal opinion, I don't think Bitcoin is ready for a run yet. I definitely could be wrong. We'll keep an eye on this, but if we came back down to test this trend line here, around the 8 EMA, also would be the top of this trend line. That's going to be on the weekly, if we were to do it this week, it's going to be around the 89.50 range, which is confluent with a lot of other stuff at the 89.50 range. If we're to break below that, we have the $8,500 range, and then down to the right around the 79.50 range, and then 77. But keep an eye on that. The 9,050 range is going to be pretty important here, guys. Let's take a look at the daily. So the daily, we were looking at this as a symmetrical triangle, had a big fake out here, and if we look at the RSI, this is something we were watching on the channel, the rising broadening wedge. We did get the fake out here too, got back into the rising broadening wedge and got rejection coming back down. And if you look at the daily, we have plenty of room still to come down here. Now, the bullish case is if this was to form an inverse head and shoulders here and continue up, obviously that would be very bullish. So we will keep an eye on that. But as of right now, like I said, I am still bearish. If you look at this rising channel here, and again, we're going to go into the 1 hour, and then we're going to go into looking at divergence after that. So stick around, and let's look at where we're at now. We are getting support on the daily right at the 13 EMA, which is about the 9,500. If we do break through that, we are looking at 93.61. And the bottom of this channel, and this is today. Tomorrow, obviously, the price moves up, but today, if we were to come down and test the bottom of this channel, is going to be around the 90-80 range. If that breaks, we'd be looking to retest the bottom of this trend line here, which was in the symmetrical triangle. And today, that target would be around the be right around the $9,000 range. If that was to break, we have the 55 EMA at the 8,800. 200 EMA at the 8,300. And like I said, we're going to take a look at the more immediate targets here in a minute. First, I want to look at these white lines here are Fibonacci retracement lines. Also, the 6362 is the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement. As you guys know, if you watch my channel, I've had this target at 5,400. I'm still looking at that target. There's also a gap down here at 3432. There's a gap at about 7,600. I think I may have, yeah, here are the gaps, and these are 4-hour gaps, guys, but we have a gap at 3570, gap at 7635, and a gap at around 11,750, 11,800. If you are a believer in the gaps, some people are, that these have to fill. I'm not a believer that they have to fill, but they have all filled in the past. So there is the one down here at 3570. So it is possible that we go down there. If you notice in the headline, I said that we have much lower. We could definitely come down to this level, guys. I want you guys to keep that in mind. But as of right now, let me get back over here. So this is the area to watch here for, if we break this 10,560 range, it's going to be extremely bullish, guys. We'll have broken the highs here. A lot of people were talking about, we've made a higher high. We have not made a higher high unless you look at this little move here that's in the macro. From last year at the 13.8 level, we have done nothing but make lower highs. Even though these are close, they are still lower. Each one of these is a lower high. This is the lowest at the moment for these three. These are the Fibonacci retracements of the swing low to the swing high. The 0.236 is at 88.70. The 0.382 is at 79.41. And this 7,700 is a major support and resistance that we've had for a very long time. So if at the least we would get a nice bounce there, I'm sure. And I showed you yesterday of what direction that might take. I'm going to try to make this quick, though, and not go through all that. But this is the area to watch to get bullish, in my opinion. I don't think we're going there, guys. I do think we're going much lower. And if we take a measured move of this rising channel, this is not it right here. Take a measured move of the rising channel. If we were to break that, That measured move, if we were to break it, let's say tomorrow, let's say today, just for, it would be right around the 6,700 would be the measured move of the drop out of this. Another thing I want to point out is the volume declining while the price is rising within this channel. That makes me think that we're coming down out of the channel. We could break up out of the channel, and you know, the measured move of that would be, it's around 8,900 if we were to shoot straight up here. I mean, it would have to be one candle to test the top of this channel. If we were to break that channel, then our target goes all the way to about $14,600 range. All right, so with a 4 hour, and then we'll go into the 1 hour. So on the 4 hour, same thing, guys. I mean, you know, just looking at this rising channel, the measured move of the breakdown from this symmetrical triangle, if we just discount this and don't even look at it as I believe it was just a huge fake out, gets us down to that $69,000 to $7,000 range if we do the measured move off here. And of course, the measured move off of the rising channel is around the $6,600, $6,700 range. Don't forget to hit the likes, guys. The videos are not getting out like they should on YouTube, so make sure you smash the like and leave your comments down below. I always forget to say that. Also, share the video if you enjoy the videos. Definitely share them, get them out there if you belong to any groups or whatnot. I really appreciate it. And yeah, just make sure you do that, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and tick that notification bell, and hit the all, or they will not notify you. And another thing I want to remind you, I have a Prime XBT tutorial I'll leave up top if you are interested in trading on leverage or margin trading. Just remember, it's very risky. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. Don't trade super high leverage. And yeah, check it out. If you use my promo code Savvy50, you get 50% on top of whatever you deposit up to 1 Bitcoin as a bonus. And then Savvy25 will get you 25% off all the trading fees. I also have some more exchange links down there, Bybit, Dudex. They both have bonuses on them too. Check them out. Depending on what kind of trading you're doing, I use all three depending on what kind of trading I'm doing at the time. So let's look at the 1 hour. So, oh, I'm sorry, this is not the 1 hour. This is the 1 hour. So looking at the 1 hour, I have some targets here. As you can see, it looks like we're in a rising channel here. The RSI, we do have more room to continue down. If we were to break down, we are starting to beat on this bottom of this rising channel. So the measured move, if we measure it just as a rising channel, the breakdown would be around the 92.35 range, and then most likely we would get a bounce and come back up to retest the bottom of it and see what happened there. If we were to come back up and bounce and break up and out of this, it'd be around the 10,000. It's actually around the $10,100 level. We had talked about that yesterday, and that would be coming back up to this area to retest here. But I don't think that we're going to go any higher, guys. I think that there's a lot of longs trapped up here. And if we do get this push up, there's going to be a lot more longs getting trapped. And then I'm sure there will be a long squeeze after that. Again, this is my opinion, but it is looking like that. And if we look at the EMAs here, we did get a nice bounce off the 200 EMA on the 1 hour. The 8 EMA is lying around the 9,600, so it's possible we can come back up to this range before coming down and testing this again. But it does look like we're most likely going to break down from here, guys, to at least this level. If we look at this as a bear flag, the measured move of that from where it broke down right here, that would be the flagpole. Put that over here, and that would get us down to about, let me make sure this is on there. And yes, right about the $8,700 range. $8,650 to $8,700 range would be the measured move off that. There is room in the RSI for that, as you can see the dip here. So keep that in mind. It's definitely possible, but I would be looking, first off, if we break the bottom of this trend line here, which would be around 9,500. If we break that 9,500 again, we're most likely headed at least to the 92.35. We talked about this divergence here. You can see there's higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI, with plenty of room to come back down. It does look like this bearish divergence is playing out, and I believe it has more to go to play out. Let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin, same thing. In a rising channel here. The bottom of this rising channel is around the 43.50. If that was to break, 4,100 would be the next support, and the golden pocket zone there is around 38.40 of the swing low to the swing high Fibonacci retracement. So I do believe, and there's obviously much lower lows if Bitcoin goes down to that $3,400 or $3,500 range that we talked about. But as of right now, it is looking pretty bearish. If we zoom in here a little bit on the 4 hour, it does look like Litecoin is making a reversal diamond here, and those usually end up breaking down. So keep that in mind. And let's look at Ethereum. We talked about this yesterday, and we were looking at this as a rising wedge and a measured move where we broke down from there, which we did break down from there, would be around the $205 range. We'll look at the RSI too here in a second, but I do want to look at this as a possible bull flag or a bear flag. Looking at this as a flagpole, bringing it down to where it broke down here. That would get us around the $220 range, $218 to $220 range, which would be confluent with all this support over here. Resistance here. Looks like we could be coming back down to retest that area. Look at the RSI. That would probably get us back down to the bottom of this rising broadening wedge you see here. And if this breaks, then obviously that would probably be breaking the bottom of this bigger wedge here. And let's take a measured move of that. If we take a measured move of the breakdown of that, and again, guys, this isn't happening tomorrow or the next day. I don't think we'll drop down that quick, but I do believe this is most likely where we're headed. And that's around the $125 Ethereum. As crazy as that sounds, it's definitely a possibility. Keep it in mind. On the bullish case, if we come up and break this high here at the $250 range, we could be coming up to retest the top of this wedge again around the $300 range. So let's look at the Dow Jones futures, where it's down 136 points before opening. So we talked about this yesterday, a break of this 200 EMA on the daily. My target's around the 2,700 to 27,100 or 27,000 to 27,100 point area. And that'd be retesting the bottom of this rising channel. And I do believe, guys, as many people that are super bullish on the market, they're saying it was a V bottom. It's definitely a possibility. But given what's going on in the world today, I don't believe this run at all. I do believe that we are coming down to these lower lows. My first target down here is going to be around 17.2. I do believe we're most likely headed to here. And if that doesn't hold, we could go much lower. But as you can see right now, let me zoom in a little bit. If we draw a trend line, I'm going to try to make it a thicker trend line so you can see it. If we draw a trend line we can even draw it from the top here, from this peak down to where we're at now. But even though I believe we're going to most likely come up to this 27, so I'm going to put it there. If we were to close up here by tomorrow, that's going to be pretty bearish. Reason being, if we look here, we go from that, whoops, that's not it. If we go from that same high right here, we bring it down here. This is the same high on there. We are getting hidden bearish divergence, and this is on the daily time frame, so that most likely will be a huge drop back down. I do see us getting support on this trend line here around the 23.8 to 2,400 or 24,000 before continuing down. And obviously, the Dow Jones doesn't move like Bitcoin. It doesn't move in huge moves in a day for the most part. But these are my longer term targets down here, guys. I really believe we're still headed there. And again, remember, this is my opinion, not yours. Don't forget to smash the likes, leave your comments down below. Click the Crypto Savvy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Make sure when you subscribe, you hit that bell and then hit the all notification. That way you make sure you get notified when my videos come out. And yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to check out all the affiliate links down below also to help support the channel. There are tons of them down there. There's some hard wallet ones, Brave Browser, TradingView, which is the charting system I use. So appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm out. Gotta go. Take it easy. Have a great day.